Hey friends, Leigh Brown here with One Community Real Estate, and I know you just watched the video about having a consultation with your realtor before you start the process. Let me tell you a little bit more about what that looks like. Now, I'm a realtor in North Carolina and in South Carolina, but every state has its own intricacies, which is exactly why you want to talk to somebody who's taking their continuing education as quickly as possible when the new information rolls out. In North Carolina, we have buyer's agents. That's an agent who has a fiduciary obligation to you, the buyer. We have seller's agents who owe their fiduciary obligation to the seller. We have dual agents, which is one agent working both sides. Red alert, I don't care for dual agency. And then there's also designated dual agency, which would mean North Carolina says that Leigh Brown, as the owner of One Community Real Estate, and for example, my agent Katie Moore, who's an agent at One Community Real Estate, we would probably never ever see each other's clients, know any of their information. And so North Carolina says, even though you're under one umbrella, you are deemed to be operating separately. Now let's jump back to that dual agency piece for a second, because you're thinking, Leigh Brown, why did you go red alert, red alert? Well, friends, you can only serve one master. It's biblical, actually. And so one agent trying to give their fiduciary obligation to one party here and one party here, to me, that's an inherent conflict of interest. And so the realtor's job is to be in full disclosure mode and really acting more as a purveyor of information and not so much doing that negotiating. Now, you should ask lots of questions about this of the realtor, especially if you're a buyer who saw a sign in a yard and said, hey, tell me what's going on with this house. That agent's first inclination should say to you, hey, love to help. I work for the seller. Let's talk about your options. Now, mentioning South Carolina, there's another kind of agency that South Carolina has, and that's called transaction agency. That's where the agent owes their obligation to the transaction, not to either party. Again, this is why you ask your realtor lots of questions in the consultation so that you know who's working for who, and most importantly, you know where the money goes. And so actually, you should probably watch the next video and I'll tell you where the money goes. Thanks for tuning in.